Hello, fans. It's another match day for us, another wonderful day. We're gearing up for another nice match ahead of us for us today. It's AFC Leopards versus Sofapaka today. The match starts at 3 p.m. Join us today. We hope you'll all have fun. We hope we're all going to enjoy the show. And wherever you are, drop in your comments, join in the show. Come on, be part of the action today. Let's have fun. Let's talk through today's match. The lineup is out, and as usual, I have a wonderful team behind me who will be joining me as we go through. Um, so a recap of last weekend. We beat Cotonel, a brace from Elvis Rupia. Nice scoreline for us there. 2 wins on the trot. Can we make it 3? Well, that is for us to see today. As we prepare for this, I'll be joined by Rogers Eshitemi, who joins me now. Hi, Rogers.
Hi, Victor.
How are you, man?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's another match day for us here, and I'm happy that you've joined us for this build up to this match today.
Yeah,
Let's
actually,
talk
actually,
through. So, are you already at the stadium, or you headed there?
I'm actually on my way to the stadium, Victor. I'm
Okay,
almost like 5 to 10 minutes away from the venue.
great. Great. Wonderful. So as Rogers prepares his way into the stadium, definitely we want to share with you. We go through maybe some of the matches which we played last season. We just go through some of the highlights and relive those moments from last season when we were able to beat Sofapaka.
Karibu tena katika kipindi cha pili, awamu ya pili, mpenzi mtazamaji. Hatari huku. Hatari hapa, ilikuwa hatari hapa. Piga hapa. Anafunga hapa bao, lakini wapi? Wameanza counter attack hapa, mpenzi mtazamaji. Piga kitu huko kwa kichwa wengine ile, lakini mpira unatoka, lakini piga kitu hapo na kata hapo, inakuwa penalty leo. Alipiga vizuri hapa kijana huyu. Piga kitu huko kwa kichwa wengine ile, lakini mpira unatoka, lakini piga kitu hapo na kata hapo, inakuwa penalty leo. Alipiga vizuri hapa kijana huyu, mwite mchezaji ambaye anaenda kupiga penalty hiyo. Apiga
Sawa.
Tano kama sijakosea, naona mashabiki hapa wamejitoka. Si kona bali ni free kick hiyo. Piga juu kwa juu huku, wanakataa kichwa hapa. Anaishika hapa. Anaangushwa hapa. Lakini referee piga juu kwa juu, wapi huku? Goalkeeper. Mpira unatoka nje, utakuwa ni wa kuelekezwa sasa katika lango hapa. Rusha vizuri Kipyegon. Hatari nyingine hapa. Hatari hapa. Nambari 25 mgongoni. Tulia nao. Hatari, piga katikati huku. Angalia piga. Angalia vizuri nyuma, kata wa kwanza. Akubali kapiga kata. Sikiza kona hiyo. Hatari hapa, piga kitu hapa, kata tena. Piga kitu juu kwa juu huku. Tena kata vijana wani wa FC Sofapaka. Wanafanya shambulizi tu hapa la kupigwa mfano hapa. Hatari huku. Piga juu kwa juu huku. Mpira uko mrefu. Anapiga kitu huku. Wanaanza sasa vijana wani wa FC. Hatari nyingine. Anakwenda juu kwa juu huku. Anapata vizuri. Go! Hatari nyingine. Anakwenda juu kwa juu huku. Anapata vizuri. Go! AFC Leopards. Mimi wananiitwa Ivan Sisohe. Piga kichwa. Wanapata bao hapa vijana wa kwanza kwa muda wa mazidadi hapa. Ni mechi ambayo ilianza vizuri, wakatoka sare bin sare awamu ya kwanza, na waliporegea FC Leopards zikafunga goli lao kupitia mkuu.
So Rogers, we just see the last match there which we played at home to to Sofapaka in Mumias, and we beat them 2-1. So we seem to be continuing the fine home record against Sofapaka so far.
Yeah, absolutely, Victor. Because looking at the last 5 meetings between the two teams, Sofapaka have only managed to win one match. AFC Leopards have won two matches, 3 or 2, and then drawn one. So that means Leopards have an upper hand going to this match. But it's definitely a derby, a big cat derby. So you never know what can happen. Whoever may be gonna make good use of his chances, he will carry the day. But at the moment, both teams are coming from impressive results. Sofapaka saw off Western Stima 3-1 in Wundanyi last weekend, and then Leopards had roll past Bidco United 2-0 at Kasarani. So I'm pretty sure this will be another closely contested match. But if Leopards, make good use of their chances, or rather maybe manage to get a win, then it will be an opportunity for them to show how serious they are for the title contention. It is also the same situation for Sofapaka. Whoever wins here will mean real business in the title challenge.
I agree. No, definitely, you speaking about a nice win there, and I think we again go through maybe the other match for
Two
last
caps,
year
one
when
domesticated and then
Makwata
the other one
dominated, and maybe we leave the
Leopards
fans
that
to
raised
watch the
before it
match.
at the Narok Stadium. Well, Leopards coming from a backdrop of a draw the last game that they played in Machakos, and then Sofapaka losing to Zoya. Leopards kicking it from the right to left. They started on a very high pace here. Leopards had intentions here, and I'll tell you, John Makwata scoring a deadly volley here to open the scores for the Leopards side. Well, what an opener here by John Makwata. Look at his fast, he juggled 1, 2, and then the third volley on his left. That is a brilliant goal. I think this is the best goal in the Kenya Premier League so far by John Makwata. What a volley. No chance at all for the goalkeeper, Richard Aimo, on the Sofapaka goal. Wow, the AFC Leopards. You will never blame that man, Aimo, Richard Aimo, in that one. Then Leopards were not yet done in this one again. They pushed the pressure on, and there was an opportunity here. They kept on pressurizing this by Mukangula, and it bounced off the ground here for Richard Aimo to push it for a corner. Well, AFC Leopards putting up the pressure here. It landed on Mukangula. His volley, very tricky ball, but Richard Aimo was there to push it for a corner. While Sofapaka tried to push for an equalizer, but Leopards kept on pressurizing the Sofapaka side. They lost possession, and the ball was pushed on the right side to Mukeke. Mukeke just couldn't bring in the cross. He brought it to Sikai. Sikai's cross, Makwata getting in between two blue shirts and slicing that header was the goalkeeper, Richard Aimo. Well, Makwata is on fire. Look at his run. He made a very early run as the defenders were reacting. It was a little bit too late for them. Makwata scoring a brace in this one. What a goal here by Makwata and his goalkeeper Benjamin Chan celebrating on the other end. This man costed AFC Leopards $1 million to sign him, and now he's paying for that. Then Said coming in the second half, coming strongly here on Elias Sieche, and that and Said a yellow card. Sofapaka kept on the pressure here. The ball came off the crossbar, then the donkey work from the cross, and the second half substitute for the Sofapaka side, making it 1 goal here. What a goal here by Sofapaka. The second half substitute, Ronald Koch, a super sub and encouraging his players that we could pull something from it. It came from a set piece that hit the crossbar, and then again they kept on the pressure. That chip, Ronaldo Koth just placing it away from the goalkeeper. 2-1 is the scoreline here at the Narok Stadium in favor of AFC Leopards. Well, Sofapaka still piling the pressure on the AFC Leopards, and Israel Paima blowing it final, and in favor of AFC Leopards. 2 goals to Leopards and 1 to Sofapaka.
So Rogers is off. We're now joined by Gladys Midecha. Midecha, how are you? Good afternoon.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Good afternoon.
Welcome to today's edition of Match Day Center. We're glad you joining us. How is your weekend coming up, and what is your thoughts about the match coming up?
Well, in my opinion, I think Sita wanafanya game FC. I'll call you. Okay.
Nataka kuweka jamaa.
Hello, Victor.
Yes, we can hear you as we get some action live from the stadium.
Oh, sorry. My
Yes.
is coming on good. My thoughts about the game is that this is a cat derby, and a cat derby is always going to be an interesting derby. And as you've shown us in the highlights, the last games, FC has dominated over Sofapaka, and we are hoping that this trend is going to continue. Today is not going to be any other different game. The 3 points are going to be a very important confidence booster to FC Leopards. They're in a good position. They've started well. So this is going to be one derby. They know if they get all the 3 points, it's going to be on to the next match.
Yeah. Last game we won 2-0. A first half to forget, but then there was a very strong second half. What was really the biggest difference in turning the match around?
Well, in my opinion, I think in the first half it was a game where FC Leopards were a bit were being careful. They were trying to weigh themselves around Bidco. You know, it's usually a very difficult game when you're coming to play with newcomers. So I think at the end of the first half, they had already known what they needed to do. And when they came back in the second half, we saw a much better FC Leopards. We saw the likes of Harrison Mwendwa coming in. That meant that they had to bring in experience in order to unlock that defense. And true to their word, they did. Elvis Rupia found space, and at the end of the day, he got the results for FC Leopards. So it was just a matter of how they changed their mentality coming back into the second half. Hopefully, with Sofapaka, they're not new boys, so it's going to be a very much different game.
Rogers, we were with you in the last match, and what really changed? First half, a very slow match, very soft before we came back and recovered in the second half. Rogers, we can't hear you. So Gladys, as we wait for Rogers to get back online,
Yes.
we see
Yes.
that Rupia is leading from the goal front. So far, 3 goals
Yes.
in the season, and he
Yes.
had a very strong second half of last season.
Uh-huh.
What are your thoughts on his form and going forward, and what he needs maybe to improve on and change?
I can say Elvis Rupia is picking up from where he left off last season. Had the season continued, I think FC Leopards, Elvis Rupia had a very high chance of taking the Golden Boot. He's carrying that form forward into the second half. Any goal he scores today, of course, will be significant for him because we have seen him score previous matches. Now he just needs to keep that scoring boot on. We know Elvis Rupia as a very beautiful number 9. He is a pure number 9. His instinct in front of goal is absolutely amazing. I am looking forward to him scoring in this match. It's going to be an extreme confidence booster for him and for the club. But on the other hand, we also have Elias Siche, who has also scored 2 goals. So it's going to be a battle of who's going to score first. And my tip is that Elvis Rupia is going to score first, and he's going to give FC Leopards the the lead and hopefully the 3 points in this match.
The lineup is out. As we look at the lineup to just shortly,
Yes.
Rogers, what are your thoughts on Elvis Rupia finally? Seems we're still struggling to get Rogers on his audio. But Gladys, I see we
Mm-hmm.
have some changes in our lineup today.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes.
we have a new Ochan comes in and replaces Oyemba.
Mm-hmm.
Then also there is a change in the midfield where Tsuma comes in for Nabure. What changes? And then we also have Thiongo. Just maybe
Mm-hmm.
take us through this lineup and the expectation we have.
I think Ochan is a very experienced goalkeeper. He gave FC Leopards good service last season. It's good to see him back. Of course, when you're out there and you're seeing your team play, you want to be there when you're giving the best results for your team. So it's good to see Ochan back. I can see we are back to playing with a back four. Kamura, of course, leading the defense, and of course. Thiongo and Suma all starting today. That means that something must have happened in training. Of course, you have to put your best foot forward when you're coming to play against a team like Sofapaka. For me, I think the addition of Suma and Thiongo just tells us that we are adding more creativity into the midfield. And of course, as much as you're adding creativity to the midfield, you also have to remember that you do need a strong sub bench. And with the likes of Harrison Mwenda at the bench and Austin at the bench, he didn't have a very good game against Bidco. But hopefully, if he comes in the second half, or when he does come in, we're hoping to see. Of course, a strong bench. So at the end of the day, I think Anthony Kimanimodo knows that this is not a game of chance. He needs all the creativity he can get. That is why he's starting with Suma and Thiongo, in my opinion. So a 4-4-2 looks like it, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely a 4-4-2. We are having Shaka also making his first start since he was signed,
Yes.
it means that there is now more energy and purpose at the attack rather than the timid approach which we've been having. Or how does this formation change, and how is it a big test now to the relationship between Rupia and Shaka?
I think it's going to be a very, very big test because at the in the last match we were actually complaining about Rupia not getting enough feed. Now, hopefully, with the likes of Shaka and Thiongo, he might actually get the feed that he wants, and hopefully Suma can do a good job making sure that we keep a good record of less goals, more clean sheets in between the defense and the attacking field. I am also hoping that we can see more creativity in regards to our attack. As you said, last game we did not have much. Bidco is a team that we should have gathered as many goals from them, but having not done so, this is a game we can easily also score goals and ensure that we are not leaking in goals. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Shaka and Rupia partner up at the front and how they're going to rotate themselves around the defense of Sofapaka.
Maybe also just a look at some of the key matches this weekend, which we are paying an eye to as FC Leopards. We have KCB
Yes.
facing Kakamega Homeboys. KCB are, of course, the
Mm-hmm.
log leaders. We also have
Yes.
our rivals Gor Mahia facing Ulinzi this afternoon. We have another
Mm-hmm.
match in Western, Viga United versus Nzoia. And maybe some other match
Mm-hmm.
which we have attention is Posta Rangers versus Wazito. We also have
Mm-hmm.
Kariobangi Sharks, who are also in action. Now, it's too early to call into the season. I don't know if Rogers, can you hear us so that we get your thoughts on because we saw the coach. The coach was saying that his target, Coach Anthony Kimani, said that so far it's too early to look at the prospects of winning the league. What are your thoughts on this, Gladys?
My thoughts are, as a good coach, you already have put your best foot forward. Yes, I agree with him. It's too early to call and say FC Leopards is going to win the league because every game is different. However, there are those matches that you can go into and say, these are the matches we can collect all 3 points, and these are the matches where we are likely to lose or at least try and fight for a draw. As a coach, I think that is a method that he can try and use. Try and take the what we call the difficult matches, like the so-called Sofapakas, Gor Mahia, Ulinzi Stars, the likes of KCB might be a little bit of a difficult match. Let's not rule it out. So you put a star on them and say these matches are what we call the difficult matches. How has FC been performing as they were playing with these teams? The likes of Gor Mahia, we've not gotten any points. So put a star on it and say I try and get 1 point, if not all three. But at the end of the season, when you're meeting um, the likes of Bidco, you ensure that you're trying to get all 3 points from them. When you're meeting the likes of Wazito, when you're meeting the likes of Kariobangi Sharks, you try and get all 3 points from them so that you go eliminating and say, this is my target. By half season, I want to make sure that I've gotten this number of points. So yes, it is still early, but I think with a good plan, because I believe FC Leopards has a very good squad, a squad that will actually fight for the title. So it's just a matter of strategy, how you get into every game. Strategize properly. Things, of course, will not be easy, but that is why we have 90 minutes to work through it. So if Anthony Kimani and the team can get the point structure, say with every game, the difficult games I want to get 1 point at least. If I'm going to lose all three, but I can at least get a point, and then the ones that I don't get, I don't lose, I ensure I get all 3 points. That way, it will be very easy for FC Leopards to at least have a plan towards winning the league. It's been a long time coming, Victor. Winning the league will be like I can't even find the right words to say. It will be absolutely amazing for FC Leopards. It's been a long time coming.
Roger, mute yourself to join this wonderful conversation. Gladys is saying it's time to push for the title. Rogers, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely, I agree with Gladys, but I've been following the show, and she says that maybe these early matches should be already on the panel to ensure that Leopards wins the league. Yeah, the early results, they're important, but it's too early to call the shot because if you win 2 matches and then you start maybe bragging that you're already title contenders, you'll be lying to yourself, and that maybe leads to some complacence in the team. Let them take game by game and ensure maybe once you finish the game, consider the next game as a threat. That's maybe you can have the mentality of becoming a champion. But if you start maybe trying to say that we are already on the at the top and we look like the real champion, then you'll be in for rude shock.
No, Rogers, on that issue for being champions and just what Gladys is saying is it's time to start maybe pushing for that authority that you are in contention for the title. This is the best that FC Leopards has had. Ultimately, what will be the strongest points for us as we go into the season?
Getting the maximum points against maybe the so considered top 4, top 6 teams, the likes of Sofapaka, Gor Mahia, just like Gladys has said, those are crucial matches for Leopards. If by chance they manage to get the maximum points against those teams, I'm pretty sure then there'll be a threat for the title this season, and any team that will be facing Leopards will be aware that it's no longer a pushover. So I think from your discussion already, everybody is trying to consider Leopards as a real title contender. So let's wait and see. After the 90 minutes of this match at Kasarani, we'll have a lot of views to express, and depending on the results, we'll know which way is for Leopards.
So once again, we go through the lineup. Austin goes to the bench. Tactical. What would be really?
I believe so. I believe so. Maybe bringing on Mugeni in this game. Mugeni is an experienced player, Victor, as you understand. He's a person who has played in Rwandese League for quite a long period and playing against another experienced team, just like the previous team Leopards has faced. That is Bidco United, and their opening match against Tusker. This is an equally experienced team that has a number of foreigner players, the likes of Promise Chinsonso, who brings in a lot of security. I think he has been out of the game with an injury. The likes of Aswani, the likes of Paul Kiongera, a former Leopards player. So these are really tests for experienced players against experience. And bringing in Mugeni, I think coach has a reason as to why maybe you want to balance the squad and also the defense as well as the midfield.
Something which you've noted is we've had around two assists already from the defense. In the last match, we had the movement on the left from Kipiegon, which resulted to the first goal. And the second goal was courtesy of the captain. Midecha, what is the biggest impact defenders bring in, especially in turning matches around when our forwards are locked from moving?
You know, as a defender, you have the time and space to see what is happening up front, especially. So if you notice there's a disconnect between the midfield and the attacking, you always have that chance to try and make something work. Now, if FC Leopards can make runs from the wings, that is a very good sign. It shows that we actually have the space to we actually have the decision to make. When we are running in space. And that is a very good thing. It also gives confidence to the defenders. It means that they have seen the mistakes that the other side is doing, and they can actually contain those mistakes by converting those mistakes to goals.
Wonderful. So as we count down to the match, predictions. Roger says we need to be very cautious in taking this match. It's between the Leopards and Sofapaka matches have been quite interesting. I remember in 2011, 2012, you go into the stadium and in the first 5 minutes already there is a goal. We have a lot of early goals in these matches. There's this time also in Narok, FC Leopards first of Opaka, and before fans could get into the stadium, already there was a goal. Are we expecting the team that takes off the block immediately to be the one that takes the match? Rogers.
I'll bet on that. Look at the weather, look at the condition of the pitch. Everything is in good condition. So I believe whoever will threaten first will have the early chances. This is always an open game. It's not a locked game. We have looked at from the previous occasions whereby the two teams have met. You find that they come with the mindset of maybe scoring against each other. So I expect maybe early goals. And even if there will be an early goal, expect also the opposition team to score. So expect maybe three goals, maximum of 3 goals in the entire match.
In 2018, we beat Sofapaka 1-0 courtesy of Brian Marita. So sometimes it depends on how much the other team turns up. And with Ochan back in goal, there is one goalkeeper who prides himself in keeping clean sheets. Last match was a clean sheet. Midecha, do you think clean sheets are going to be that crucial for us going forward?
Clean sheets are going to be extremely, extremely crucial because the less number of goals you concede, the more number of the higher your chance it is to get a better position at the log. Because let's look at teams like Kakamega Homeboys last season. They tried as much as possible to keep clean sheets. For FC Leopards, we won, but you find that we were winning marginally and we didn't have as many clean sheets as possible. So when we have clean sheets, it is a good position that we're putting ourselves in. We're telling the other teams that are coming to face FC Leopards, look, our defense this time round is not going to leak in goals. Clean sheets are also very, very important for goalkeepers and for defenders because this means that they're doing a very, very good job. And Anthony Kimani, being a defender himself, knows exactly how important it is as a defender to keep a clean sheet. It also gives pressure towards the midfielders and the attacking side in order to show them that you guys, you know what, we're doing our job. We need you to do your job. We need you to score goals. We need you to keep the ball on the opponent side so that we score on that side. So it's going to be a very interesting game, as Rogers has put it. I can't wait to watch this match. And And I want to agree with Rogers. It might be 3 goals, and hopefully FC Leopards can get all the 3 goals. I don't want Sofapaka to score, but still, this is a game of 90 minutes. Anything can happen.
Definitely, we've enjoyed an upper hand in these matches in the last few weeks, few years, and we seem the matches between Sofapaka and FC Leopard has always been an interesting one, worth watching. And whatever you're watching us from fans, we're seeing a lot of fans joining us live for this exclusive match day center show that is now only on YouTube. Most of us are used to watching us even on Facebook, but we trying to make it easy for you to watch even at home because of YouTube that you have installed on your TVs at home. Join us, and as we wrap up today's match center, um, another thing that I bring on board, I'll bring back this topic: the man of the moment, Elvis Rup. What has changed in Elvis Rupia's style of play, Rogers?
Victor, I'll reiterate on my earlier statements on the show. I think the last episode we had. I think Rupia is a striker who should consider himself lucky. Why am I saying this? Because he has been surrounded with suppliers of balls, the distributors. Everywhere, look from the fullbacks, look to the central defenders, look at the midfielders, look at the attacking midfielders, the wingers. All of them are suppliers. So it is for him to make good use of these people. And exactly, I think he's slowly by slowly getting into that rhythm. And I'm happy, even though he didn't score as many goals as expected against Bidco, he is already getting there. Maybe let's wait and see. If he rises up onto the occasion in this big match against Sofapaka, then in him, maybe Leopards will be having a person who can end their 22-year title drought.
Gladys, as we talk about Rupia's 3 goals, because we got Rupia from a team that had really kicked him out, was it who had said he wasn't scoring? What changed for him at Leopards? Because he seems to be more comfortable, and as Roger says, there's a lot of ball supply around, which is what a striker needs. In your opinion, what really changed in Rupia when he joined Leopards?
I think when we want to talk about Rupia, let's be very, very honest with ourselves. When he was in Zoya, he was the man to watch out for in Zoya. He scored so many goals before he left Zoya and, to go and try out elsewhere. And still he comes back. Wazito, I don't think in Wazito he had what we call the team gelling. That was that has been a problem with Wazito. In Wazito, you probably have too many players wanting to become too many things that they don't give the striker a chance to show his worth. But in FC Leopards, as Eshitemi has put it, he's having all the supply. He's being given the space to be the striker that we know him to be. So of course he's going to be comfortable. When people are putting confidence in you and telling you, you know what, that final third is your space, that is your playing ground. Make use of it. And that is exactly what is happening in Leopards. He's being given the space, he's being given the ball, he is just being given the chance to make the net shake. And that is exactly what he's done ever since he joined FC Leopards. As I said earlier, he's just continuing his great form from last season, his scoring form. 2 matches, 3 goals, that's not a small feat. And as Shitemi has put it, if he can score in this match and in other subsequent matches to come, I am telling you, Elvis Rupia is going to be the man that is going to get the golden boot, fully put FC Leopards in the forefront for winning the title.
Rogers, one other thing which I see is Coach Kimani has taken the soft approach of trying to deflate a bit of excitement from the start. How psychological is this on the fans, especially when you say, calm down, guys, calm down? At what stage should he start getting arrogant? Because, we have a derby just a few weeks away, actually 2 weeks or so away.
I think he's just being a coach, just like another coach, be it in EPL, La Liga, Serie A, or whichever. He's trying to relieve the pressure off the players, because if he start maybe punching more, talking big about maybe Lopez' chances of winning the title, then pressure will be on him, and fans will pile more pressure on him. So by maybe trying to slow down on this expectation from fans, maybe he's trying to play it safe. So maybe he can start talking big, as I said earlier, maybe after maybe the second leg or so. That's when you can start to know exactly where Leopard's position could be. But at the moment, I think having been at that position for the better part of last season, he knows exactly what to do.
A win today sees us go top of the table. I think probably might overtake KCB on the log, who are also in action. Nairobi City Stars are second. We are third. Sharks are fourth. Kakamega Homeboys are fifth. Turning out to be quite a season that people didn't expect. It's very close, and teams seem to have turned up after a long time. As we wrap up this pre-match show, final predictions. We start with Midecha for the first half.
I think for the first half, I'm tipping FC Leopards to score. And hopefully by halftime, that is what the score is going to be. 1-0 for FC Leopards before halftime.
Rogers, what do you think about our first half? Any predictions for us so that we can now let the fans join in on the match?
As far as I'm concerned, maybe it could be a barren draw for the first half.
Great stuff. So Rogers says we going in. Generally, there is a lot of positive energy in the room, and everybody is punched up and hoping that we take off the first half on a good note. So from us here at FC TV, we'll take off. We'll take a break as we let people watch on the match. The coming match centers will include some commentary from the stadium, hopefully. But we'll join Rogers and Gladys at halftime just to go to look through in the match on what turned up. Until then, bye-bye. Enjoy the match. We can see the lads are getting onto the pitch. So, Gladys, Rogers, thank you for this build-up, and see you at halftime and also at full time.